today's show, actor and all-around badass Milo Ventimiglia drops by live with the latest on his new comedy, That's My Boy. Then Jessica Chobot hits the waves of Miami to check one of the world's toughest and longest ocean competitions, the Volvo Ocean Race. Plus, get ready to break a sweat. Weston Scott will give us the lowdown on the latest health gadgets. And in Blog Watch, we'll meet up with the guys behind the fitness website, greatest.com. Do you guys hear that? What do you know? It's attack coming at you right now.
To be here. I love doing this show. It's so much fun. According to at least 3 legal forms of identification, I am Chris Hardwick.
That's enough for me.
It's good for you?
Yes.
All right, good.
I'm Candace Barry. We are coming to you live.
All right, I just want to give a little bit of behind-the-scenes business because something. Okay, so we're in the table read of the show today.
Yes.
I mean, we do all this off the top of our heads. So we're in the table read of the show today.
And your fly was unzipped for the 2nd day in a row.
First of all,
2nd day in a row.
I don't know why you looking down there, girl.
Because you keep pointing your legs out and your jeans and stuff.
That's on me. That's on me. So I was talking to Vinny, our producer, about like the worst jobs we've ever had, and we turned to ask Candace and Sarah what the worst jobs they ever had, and Candace is like this. Look, it gets harder. Like rubbing her nipple, and Sarah's like, yeah, mine too. I mean, it is exact. I was like, I wish I could freeze this moment. This is exactly what every fan wants to think happens.
No, I was putting my sweater on, and I realized that, like, through taking it on and off, I had been touching my nipples a lot, and they had gotten harder.
Oh my God! Speaking of getting harder, it doesn't matter.
So there's that. There you go.
You just reminded me when Will Wheaton and I were teenagers, we were roommates, and we had a nipple song that we used to sing.
Really?
We were
Do you want to sing this for us?
It's so dumb. It was
who cares?
No, we were like teenagers. It was like, okay, it was like, we don't need no breast behind us. We don't need no bra to blind us. If it's cold out, you can find us. Nipples in the shower, scrub 'em, nipples.
Scrub 'em?
Babies love 'em. Yeah, I think babies love them, and then we do the jazz hands. Yeah.
That's a great song.
So we've really set the bar high at the beginning of this show.
Yeah. So you want to just go around the net?
Yeah, let's just go around the net. Yeah, you take us there. Yes, the competitive women's banister slide.
Now.
And they never saw her again. Ironically, that was her last chance to ever take the stairs. Up top. Come on. Nope.
But on the plus side, she'll get much better parking everywhere.
See?
So yay!
Everyone wins.
Everyone.
Except that girl whose life is ruined. Guys, I have a day job over at the Nerdist channel, youtube.com/Nerdist, where we thought...
No, not a plug.
What?
That wasn't a plug at all.
Was that a plug? For youtube.com/Nerdist? I apologize. Sometimes I can't stop saying youtube.com/Nerdist. We thought it was a great idea to get into bed with Weird Al in every sense.
And in the latest episode of Face to Face, Al meets the man with a hat, Indy.
Hey, lady, you call him Dr. Jones.
We're here with film icon, screen legend, Han Solo himself. Need I say more? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Harrison Ford. Hey, this is fun, isn't it? Doing this up close and personal, heart-to-heart chat.
It seems to me a lot like killing time.
Hey, you know, I heard it was your birthday last year, so, I got you a little something. You know what it is?
I think it's a,
Give up? It's a pickled pig fetus! Happy birthday! Ooh, it's real squishy. You want to touch it?
Nope.
Real quick, the one thing I want to ask, the one thing I really, really want to know, and what I think your millions of fans around the world want to know is, what can you tell us about this Model 352 variable speed belt sander?
I know it's a powerful tool.
You know, I suspected as much, but I wasn't quite sure.
Wow, Weird Al. Not afraid to ask the hard-hitting belt sander question.
That interview was so awesome. It belongs in a museum. I'll just keep quoting those movies all day. Fun fact, Harrison Ford was so relaxed, he thought he was talking to Kenny G. He likes to relax, Harrison Ford, I heard.
I heard that too.
There's a bunch of laws out there that require women to be paid the same as men. I guess so they can buy shoes or something.
But equal pay
You're wearing
legislation...
shoes, am I wrong?
I am.
All right,
So
good.
are you.
Okay, touche.
Touche. But equal pay legislation wouldn't have happened without some help from important feminist icons. Like, you know, Batgirl.
Holy breaking and entering. It's Batgirl.
Quick, Batgirl, untie us before it's too late.
It's already too late. I've worked for you a long time, and I'm paid less than Robin.
Holy discontent.
Same job, same employer means equal pay for men and women.
No time for jokes, Batgirl.
It's no joke. It's the federal equal pay law.
Holy act of Congress.
Can we talk about this later?
Will Batgirl save the dynamic duo? Will she get equal pay? Tune in tomorrow or contact the Wage and Hour Division listed in your phone book under the U.S. Department of Labor.
Okay, first of all, fun commercial on behalf of the government. Second of all, that wasn't Adam West in the slightest. Why did Adam West, did they ask Adam West, like, hey, you want to do this commercial? He's like, what's that, more money for women? No thanks, Toots. You want to make twice as much, come in and work twice as hard, lady. That's what old Adam West says.
Up next,
But
the
I
short but
trained a
charming
boy
video.
I
This
found
one
at
is
the
called
circus
A Day Well Spent.
to be my little buddy to play with.
I went on Space Mountain 17 times.
That's that video.
That's amazing! Not the video, but the fact that he went on Space Mountain 17 times in one day.
Seriously, the line for that ride is so long, I've seen babies conceived and then born while waiting to get on that coaster. And then those babies grow up. And while they're still waiting in the same line, they fornicate. And they have babies of their own. Entire generations of families live and die in that line without ever getting to that ride.
Whoa.
It is actually what inspired the Disney song, The Circle of Life. It was right there. It was right there in that whole line. My lady, Chloe, and I went to Disneyland a couple of weeks ago. And I have one of those Boba Fett zip-up hoodies. Oh, I mean, I'm sorry. Boba Fett was escorting her through Splash Mountain.
Wow, that's awesome.
He had to take her through. He had to take her through the laughing place to get the bounty. Last week saw the biggest tragedy in boxing history.
That didn't involve a boxer dying.
I'm not so sure about that.
The scoring of the Pacquiao versus Bradley fight was extremely controversial, and Pacquiao's losing means fans will probably never see him fight Floyd Mayweather.
Or will we? Luckily, with a lot of toys and some special effects, we could see what would happen in boxing's dream matchup.
The waiting is over. The talking is done. And he just can't hit him.
See, Pacquiao would win by TPM, Technical Pac-Man. I hope everyone appreciates how long it takes to make stop-motion animation.
Yeah.
It is amazing what mankind can accomplish when we stop masturbating. Just for like 5 minutes. We could actually just make stop-motion. Still ahead, find out how Washington is using crowdsourcing to protect the internet in the loop.
And Jessica Chobot went to Miami to check out
The bath salts!
the crew of Team Puma who are racing a high-tech yacht.
you can race away from the yacht from a bath salter.
That's true.
Who's on the trying to eat your face on the dock.
Took to the high seas.
Like a pirate?
To take over a high-tech racing yacht.
It wasn't her yacht?
No.
She stole it then.
Well, no.
Pirate!
She's 70 feet long and over 100 feet tall and is easily one of the world's most advanced and fastest sailboats. This is Team Puma's Mar Mastro, a.k.a. the monster of the sea. Release the Kraken! Volvo Ocean Race, dubbed the Everest of the sailing world, is a 9-month race in which teams travel 39,000 nautical miles around some of the world's most treacherous seas. Team Puma, just off of a win from the Brazil to Miami leg, is in harbor preparing for its next race. Ken, tell me a little bit about the ship.
This boat is it's part Formula One race car. I mean, it's our safety blanket in the middle of the ocean. It's a rocket ship. It's a part speedboat, part sailboat. This is our life. This race is 39,000 miles around the world, and we stop at 10 different ports. Essentially what the sailors do is we try to break the boat, and then we give it to our shore team for these 2-week stopovers, and they put it back together again. So right now, you see these guys are putting on one of our sails. There's 8 different size sails that go up front. The mainsail here is up all the time. We can do what's called reefing. We can take a slab of material out of it and make it smaller by reefing it. We fine-tune and trim these sails, and that's what makes the difference between a fast boat and a kind of fast boat. It's the tiny little details of trim. So that's how we pull sails up and down. These are called coffee grinders. We can go all the way around the cockpit in all the different winches, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys, muscle power, and that's how you lift every single sail up and take it back down again.
Like if you're top speed, how fast can you go?
We've had the boat going 46 miles an hour. So you want to know how these beds work?
Yeah, how do the beds work?
All right, now the reason why you go head that way is because if you ever hit something, you won't break your neck. So you're going to go flying forward.
Oh, because that's the front.
Exactly. That's the
Gotcha.
front, all right? So the boat is never level like this. It's always angled. So when it's angled...
Oh my gosh. This is how you sleep?
Actually 2 engines, one of which is almost never used. This is the primary engine back here that is for propulsion. We have a little propeller that actually lives inside of the boat. It goes down only when we want to get out to the starting line or in. We're not allowed to use that at all during the race.
With the lay of the boat down, the only thing left was to see how she sailed.
See the channel right out the end?
Yeah.
Just don't run into that wall or that wall and we're good to go.
Just hang out with me,
No,
please.
you're going to go up on the bow, have fun, see you later.
No. This is kind of seriously terrifying. Awesome, but kind of terrifying.
All the instruments are on. So the boat speed, the wind speed, the target speeds, wind angles, all those things will be working. But all the instrumentation is actively used. In fact, at the end of the day, we take that instrumentation, that information, we put it on a chip, we give it to our data analyst at the end of the day, and he looks at it and makes sure everything's all lining up. We're using real-time analysis all the time to try to make sure that we're going as fast as possible.
Out at sea, the team is running tests in order to get all the equipment dialed in.
We got our instrument guys. They're putting an instrument. Take a look at the top of the mast for a second. He's putting the instruments back on the top of the mast to fine-tune the wind instruments. Unfortunately, there's very little wind, but we're personally fine with it because we're ticking off all these little jobs that we have to do anyway.
The Mar Mastro is equipped with some of the most advanced navigational tools in the world. You're a navigation expert, so what am I looking at here?
Just looking at a couple of computer screens with a few tools that help me do my job. On this one I've got a satellite image. Every few hours a satellite goes over the boat and we can pick up a signal off that and generate an image which gives us a bit of information about what's happening around us. This is for basic navigation. We've got a whole instrument system on the boat measuring where we are, how fast we're going, what the wind's doing, all that sort of stuff. And the upshot of this is we get a little picture of our boat on a chart. That's us here. This is where we've come. We use this for not hitting things, knowing where islands are. What's
That's always important.
It is, yeah. That's
not hitting things.
That's rule number 1 of navigation.
With the test complete, it was time to return to shore.
Tough day working at sea. So did we accomplish everything that we set out to accomplish today?
We did. It's we wish there was a little more wind, but every time we get ready to go offshore again, we have to put all these things back together. So this is exactly what the doctor ordered, and we got a long list of stuff done.
You at home, if you guys want to conquer the 7 seas, then strap yourself into Mar Mastro because it ain't a 3-hour tour.
To follow the team's progress and all the sailing action.
Did anyone else think it was weird when he was like, hey, want to see how the bed works? Like, that was a weird part of that piece. And she was like, okay.
I would want to see it because it went up.
Yes, it did.
Still
That was a powerful mast.
Milo Ventimiglia from That's My Boy will be here live.
Yes, and later we're going to shape up with some helpful indoor gadgets courtesy of Weston Scott, so please stick around.
I always do that.
I know, me too. I take it in the gutter. Welcome back to the program. Hey guys, it's Milo Ventimiglia.
What's up, everyone?
Milo Ventimiglia. Italian was my language in college. Am I crazy, or does your name mean 20 miles?
It means 20 miles. It absolutely means 20 miles.
Milo 20 miles. That's very hey.
And you know what? You probably just want a pizza or something somewhere, some cafe. Some Italian plate of spaghetti. You just got something.
Yeah, like some poor guys are like, someday someone's gonna figure out what Ventimiglia means. I got this cold pizza for 'em.
Exactly.
Yeah,
100%. Absolutely.
Congratulations on the movie, by
Thanks,
the way. I've heard you're absolutely hilarious in it. Do you want to tell us about your character?
I play in That's My Boy. I play Leighton Meester's brother, who is a vet, a Marine just home from Afghanistan, Iraq, somewhere over in the war. And he's a little intense. He's very, very intense. He's one of those guys that, you know, you don't want to give a fake salute to because he's just going to probably rip your head off.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
He wants to keep, you know, civilians and people in uniform.
Did you do a lot of character work for this role, Milo?
You know, I called up my buddies that are in the Corps, and one of my good friends, this guy Todd Bowers, Staff Sergeant Todd Bowers. And I was like, hey man, so I got some questions. Like, could you give me some like insight to like the Marine Corps and things like that? And he's like, well, first of all, you got to knife hand people. And then he tells all this, yeah. Well, it's just like you get in somebody's face, he's like, you know,
hey, put that away!
It's a knife hand. You
That's
can shave
dangerous,
with it.
Milo.
You can shave with it.
So a knife hand is, do you attack people with a knife hand?
No, you just point at people. Look it up. Go on YouTube and seriously look up knife handing. It's amazing. It's the craziest thing in the world.
You may have just changed my life.
Or I just wasted 20 minutes. One of the two, seriously.
I'm not going to be able to get it to work. Like, hey, I have
got a switchblade hand. Yeah, right?
So
I talked to a bunch of my friends that were in the Marine Corps and in the service, and I try to like do them proud, but at the same time I'm playing a total lovable idiot, you know. So.
But listen, I've seen your work before, and you know you've always been in good shape, but you've expanded in the upper areas quite a bit.
Yeah, it was all an
happened?
inflatable suit, man. You see me in the corner like blowing it up, and then putting it on, and like having some girls help me like zip it up on the side. But no, all I did was work out. I worked out constantly, like 4 hours a day, 5 days a week.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that if you just work out consistently, you look better? I don't believe it.
Absolutely.
This is crap. What are you talking about?
You gotta eat better. You gotta sleep, and you gotta work out.
Here come the add-ons.
I know.
You worked with guys like Will Forte and Sandberg and
the princes of comedy.
Nick Swardson.
Dude, Nick is the funniest dude on the planet.
Yeah.
He is the funniest guy on the planet.
Because you haven't done a ton of comedy in your career. Was it intimidating at all to work with these guys?
I mean, so me being on set the first time, those guys, you know, I'm like, man, this is so much fun. We're doing comedies. I love all this. And they're like, well, you're a real actor. I'm like, no, I'm one of you guys. They're like, no, we're you're a real actor.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, great. it was fun. I mean, I did a bunch of comedy when I was like in my early 20s, but I haven't been back. Everything's like now, you know, beating my head up against the wall, trying to come up with a dramatic
Nah, you got to come on set from now on with a knife and be like, I'm a real actor. I'm a real actor.
Exactly right.
But you're also you get into good shape, and but you're vegetarian.
Yeah.
So how do you?
Lentils.
What?
Lentils and beans, no sugar, no carbs, very few carbs.
Oh, that
and
sounds
sleep.
like so much fun.
Oh, it's a blast.
Just eliminating
Seriously,
every delicious thing.
I would walk on a set and you'd see, you know, everybody's like eating ice cream because like down in Cape Cod we were filming, everybody ate ice cream.
Yeah.
It was like homemade ice cream down there. And I was like, you know, I'll get some carrots, I'm gonna get some nuts, I'm gonna get water, drink water. Yeah, it was a boring existence, but I think it paid off and it worked.
How long have you been a vegetarian?
My whole life.
You've been a vegetarian your whole life?
In the womb and everything.
Really?
I don't know any different. Yeah.
See, my mom shoved cheeseburgers when I was in the womb, just right up there, and I was totally fine with that. Have you ever been tempted to be like, I just want to know what it's like to be a carnivore for like a minute?
I've had four in my whole life. Yeah. Yeah, I was with my cousin when I was 11, and we were at Carl's Jr.
Yep.
And he was like, what do you want to eat? We're at the mall. He was my idol because I had two older sisters. And I said, well, you know, I look at the menu. I'm like, I'll have a salad and some French fries. And he said, do you have any money? I said, no, I don't have any money. He said, okay, well, if I'm going to buy your lunch, you're going to eat what I want you to eat.
Whoa.
2 Carl's Jr. Western Bacon cheeseburgers, please. Ate that, sick as a dog.
Really?
Sick, yeah.
So then you're like, it's all lentils from here on out.
It was all lentils from there on out, yeah.
It's all lentils from Milo 20 miles.
Basically,
That's what he's got. What are you working on next? Where can people see you next?
I just wrapped up L.A. Noire.
Nice.
New pilot with Frank Darabont. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man. And then I'm working on Grown Ups 2 with Sandler again.
Nice. Well done.
Yeah.
Is that the...
That's the blonde, the
Sure.
skunk stripe. I don't really look like this much of a jerk all the time. I wouldn't choose to do this on my own unless I'm like, hey, I'm going to do, you know, Mark McGrath cover band or something.
Oh, God, finally! I wish someone would.
I know. Yeah. Seriously.
I'm in the band I Just Want to Fly. It's a Mark McGrath cover band. Do you feel like you have a responsibility when you walk around to people when you're ordering
explain
stuff?
it, yeah. I'm like,
it's
hey, look, I don't really...
It's their part. I know what you're thinking. I'm not a bouncer.
I'm playing a frat. Yeah,
Man, it's good to see you.
Yeah, you
Thank
too,
you so
man.
much for coming on.
Absolutely.
Congratulations on the
Thanks,
movie
man. Happy to
and
be
everything
here.
else.
Thank
Super
you.
nice guy.
Thank you.
Milo Ventimiglia is here. That's My Boy is in theaters this weekend. Please go check it out. And now, technology solves all of our problems, including our health problems.
If there's one thing I learned in the military, it's that fitness can be the key to a soldier's survival. Running, jumping, it's all in a day's work. But that's not always fun. Today, we're going to show you some cool products that make fitness easy and fun and get your ass in shape. Now, not all video games require you to take headshots at your buddies for hours. The Your Shape Fitness Evolved 2012 for the Xbox Kinect will get you up and get you sweating. With a wide range of fitness classes to choose from, you can turn your own living room into your personal gym. The game also helps you correct any bad form to keep you injury-free. It offers something for everyone, from warm-up exercises to running, training, dancing, and even yoga. You can buy Your Shape at either Best Buy, Amazon.com, pretty much anywhere where video games are sold. And at $39.99, it's a great way to stay in shape and to have fun. Now, one of the biggest problems with fitness routines is being able to track your progress accurately. Now, the Fitbit Aria Scale helps you do exactly that. The Fitbit Aria Scale has a built-in Wi-Fi which taps into your home wireless network and automatically updates your information onto your own private account. The Fitbit Aria also tracks your body mass index and body fat percentage. You can easily analyze your stats with easy-to-read graphs, set weight goals for yourself, and earn badges to meet your goals along the way. Fitbit has its own app that allows you to track your stats and check your progress on the go. And for $130, you can get the Fitbit Aria Scale at either Amazon.com or Fitbit.com. So you want to bump up your cardio, but you don't want to stare at plain gym walls. Well, check out the ProForm Tour de France Generation 2 stationary bike. It'll have you feeling like you're hitting the open road and you can get your Armstrong on. This is the official training bike of the Tour de France. And with iFit technology powered by Google Maps, you can draw your route anywhere in the world, and Google Maps downloads the map at your console. You feel the bike change from incline to decline as you go up and down hills. As the terrain changes, your bike automatically changes as well. Choose from 24 pre-mapped courses or design your own route. All right, so if you're serious about building up your fitness and getting your cycling skills going, Go to Proform.com or Amazon.com where you can pick up the stationary bike for around $1,500. Maybe we'll see you on the Tour de France. Well, there you have it. There's some great new products to help you get in shape for this summer. And you can do it all indoors. So get up off the couch. What's your excuse?
Thanks, Weston. Stay tuned. The Loop will examine how Congress is crowdsourcing input to prevent runaway disasters like CISPA and SOPA. Stick around. Here's a question for you. Would you play the lottery if you had a 99% chance of winning $1 million, but if you lost, you would die? You logged on to G4TV.com and told us what you thought. We will have the results right after the break. The results are in, and 88% of you said you would play the lottery if you had a 99% chance of winning $1 million, but if you lost, you would die. Favorable odds, certainly, but worth your life? I'm not so sure, y'all. Log on to G4TV.com for more questions like this and tell us just how far you go. I was repeating what I was saying.
You're reading the thing. Oh, hey guys, Twitter wall, you so crazy.
Oh, so crazy. Unsought lyric.
Yes.
Can we get Nerdist to sing his nipple song in his Adam West voice?
Well,
I think that's a fantastic
first of
idea.
all, much of Twitter has identified it more as a drunk or recent stroke victim John Wayne.
Well, it sounds like it. Come on.
That's Matt Myers laugh. So dumb. It's nipples, babies love them, nipples. We don't need no breast behind us. If it's cold out, you can find us, old chum. Nipples. It's not, what a waste of television that was.
Not a waste
people
of
are never
television
going to
at
get that
all.
time back in their lives just now. We've just robbed people of good life.
I think it was great. Thank
All
you
right,
for
I
singing
appreciate
for
that.
us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
If you want to be a part of the show and end up on our Twitter wall, tweet us at AOTS or use the hashtag AOTS. And now, some news.
Let's check in with human RSS reader Sarah Underwood.
Thanks, Adam West and Candace. Let's start the feed.
All the news you need to know. The feed.
It's Wednesday, June 13th, and here are your top stories. The internet's in for a shakeup as Google, Amazon, Microsoft, and Apple have all started to prepare to go beyond .com. They are part of almost 2,000 applicants who are vying for new .anything top-level domains like .app, .movie, .meme, and so on. At this point, Apple has only applied for .apple, while Google is eyeing over 100 new domains, including .android, .blog, and for some reason, .dog. The first of the domains will start rolling out early next year. Plenty of time to get ready to explain this to your moms, because they're special. Moms are special. Apple is already sold out of their new Retina display MacBook Pros, but everyone looking forward to their shiny new laptop might be in for some major headaches down the line. iFixit.com just did a teardown of the new computer and deemed it the least repairable computer ever. You're excited about that, Matt. Okay. With soldered RAM, a non-standard solid-state hard drive, and a fused display unit, they're saying prospective owners should be ready to cough up a pretty penny for future repairs and upgrades, which probably doesn't matter to them considering they forked over upwards of like $4,000 for it in the first place. So, rich people, yay! I don't know if you guys heard, but the Avengers, kind of a hit, yeah. And now, rumor is that it might be getting re-released as a 3-hour director's cut. Multiple sources claim Disney is thinking of re-releasing the movie with 35 minutes of new footage. And this isn't just a bunch of crap scenes that are being tacked on to make an extra buck, but it's actually the original version that Joss Whedon wanted you to see. Now, some people are calling shenanigans on the rumor, but if it does happen, it's expected to hit theaters sometime in August, and no word on whether the new scenes make up for how lame Hawkeye is. And now, in news featuring people with way too much time on their hands, a Reddit user has claimed that he's been playing the same game of Civilization 2 for the past 10 years. In the game, the year is now 3991 1 AD. Sadly, things aren't looking good for the human race. The player describes it as a hellish nightmare of suffering and devastation. And as 1,700 years of nuclear war between the 3 remaining superpowers have left the planet in shambles, all the ice caps have melted, flooding the Earth and killing 90% of the world's population while forcing the remaining survivors to live on mountaintops. I can't decide which is scarier, the thought that this scenario could one day become reality, or the thought that some dude has been playing Civ 2 for 10 freaking years. And finally, Tarantino is back! Yes! And the newest trailer for Django Unchained just hit the interwebs. It features Christoph Waltz teaming up with Jamie Foxx to unleash some Tarantino-style justice. Oh yeah, and Leonardo DiCaprio's in there somewhere too. Check it out. Django hit theaters Christmas 2012, perfect for the whole family. I'm Sarah Underwood, and you've just been fed. And now over to Chris.
Okay, guys, we are on a march for a digital citizens' Bill of Rights, and let's find out how you can help in the loop. Joining me from San Francisco, senior writer for CNET, Declan McCullough! Declan, how are you, sir?
Be better. Thanks for having me on.
It's thrilling to have you on. Earlier this year, Senator Ron Wyden and Representative Darrell Issa led the charge against SOPA and CISPA, and now they are turning to crowdsourcing to create a digital citizens' Bill of Rights. So just, kind of briefly, what is this meant to accomplish?
Well, these are probably right now the Internet's 2 favorite members of Congress. They did a very good job in SOPA-CISPA, the SOPA Protect IP Wars early this year, and they're using this crowdsourcing platform to try to post legislation before they introduce it. But I'm not really a fan of this particular Bill of Rights. We have a Bill of Rights. It's called the Bill of Rights. We don't need a digital Bill of Rights. This is more an exercise in getting people to think about the issues than serious legislation. That's at least my quick take on the issue.
Yeah, but the original Bill of Rights doesn't really cover all of the issues that they didn't foresee that a handful of companies would be controlling everything and they would just try to start walling off parts of IP or the internet or anything like that. So don't you think maybe we might need some kind of digital Bill of Rights?
Well, let me push back on that point. Okay. The First Amendment protects the right to internet porn. That's what the Supreme Court ruled in 1997 in the Communications Decency Act case. The Fourth Amendment protects our right to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures, including the cops searching email without a warrant. In the Kylo case, the Supreme Court said that the cops can't eavesdrop on infrared radiation coming from our home in hopes of busting us for pot. And so this is a Bill of Rights that's still alive and well. And I don't even think that if enacted, this would really do much. It's really vague. I mean, it says things like, I'm looking at it now, all digital citizens are created equal on the internet. Well, that's fine until you can afford to get a T1 or T3 line to your home. You're not really created equal on the internet. So this is an exercise in getting people to think about the issues. I don't see this as something that's going to be enacted.
Touché, Declan. You have a bunch of books in your background. That makes you smarter. I have a chubby kid buried in the sand. They're calling for 10 cornerstones that they think the bill should include. Do you want to give us a little rundown?
Well, it's good. Freedom, digital citizens have a right to a free, uncensored internet. Let's go through that. Does that mean that I can access child porn? How about copyright infringing material? How about trademark infringing material? How about libelous material? You see that this is more a nice statement of principles, but the devil's in the details. Other ones, openness, equality, participation, creativity, sharing, accessibility, association, privacy, and property. The last one is kind of the most interesting in a way. It says we have a right to be secure in our intellectual property on the internet. I guess that means that Hollywood gets to be secure in its intellectual property on the internet.
Representative Issa is using a new crowdsourcing tool called Madison, which lets people have a say in all this. Is that a good idea, and what else are they looking to use it for?
So I was kind of down on this particular use of Madison. I think this Bill of Rights is more of a publicity exercise, but the idea of posting these things online is wonderful. Everyone should be writing these 2 members of Congress and thanking them for doing it because nobody else does it. Everyone in Congress should be doing it, but Thomas, which is the Library of Congress's website where you can find information about bills has not been significantly updated in about 17 years. I mean, you're still using technologies from back then. So this is a wonderful breath of fresh air. They're doing it, to answer your question finally, for some other bills relating to cybersecurity standards. I think the House of Representatives approved that. So basically, they're trying like tech-related, internet-related bills. That's what they're using this for.
I really like the idea of open source ideas making it to the House. You're like, Senator, we cannot make socially awkward penguin the national bird. Well, where can people go if they want to see more about this or if they want to study up on it, Declan?
Well, I mean, you can check out the. I'll check out the members of Congress's websites. That'll be wyden.senate.gov and house.gov/Wyden. CNET, our specific subsite is news.com, is always another place to go for more information about this kind of thing.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Declan McCullough from CNET, for keeping us in the loop. Now, let's go over to Candace y Sarah.
Thank you, Chris. Let's talk about the dangers that every American faces over the July 4th holiday. You could drink too much, or you could blow your fingers off with fireworks.
Yeah, so stay inside for G-Force All Day Bruce Lee Marathon on July 7th. Bruce's classic films, Fist of Fury, Way of the Dragon, and Enter the Dragon start at 9 a.m.
You are welcome.
Yeah.
And next, in honor of Bruce, we up our fitness quotients.
Greatest.com will help you be less of a lump. Stick around.
I like that. Your feed is brought to you by Dodge. Visit your local Dodge dealer today. Being a god has its perks, and manipulating the forces of nature can be a big one. Well, now it's your turn to control the elements with the Sandbox. In this pixelated 2D matter simulator, you'll use divine powers to manipulate dozens of elements like water, fire, and microbial viruses to solve puzzles and design entirely new environments. In story mode, you'll be challenged to create new elements and learn clever ways to use them in order to move on to the next test. Completing challenges earns you mana, which is used for unlocking the elements you discover, as well as special backgrounds for fancifying your worlds. If you'd rather play without restrictions, free mode lets you experiment with the elements in order to create beautiful artwork or awesomely destructive environments. Share your creations by uploading them to the gallery or download other users' worlds if you need a bit of inspiration. With over 30 missions to get you started, make sure to pick up the Sandbox for free on your iPhone.
Tomorrow on Attack of the Show.
Scott Aukerman, the host of IFC's comedy Bang Bang, will be here live to bring the funnies. Then get ready to rock out old school. Matt Meyer rates the rugged and portable Pile Audio vintage turntable on Gadget Prime. And Jessica Chobot sits down with Adam Sandler, Andy Samberg, and the cast of the Bad Dad comedy That's My Boy.
It's Attack of the Show tomorrow at 7.
Hey, Candy Bailey, where can I find information about getting physically fit?
Chris, have you heard about the internet?
The internet, huh? Tell me more.
We all want to be at the top of our fitness game, whether it's bulking up, dieting, or just staying in shape. So to give us a few pointers, we caught up with the guys over at the fitness website Greatest.
I'm Dirk Flandrick. I'm from Greatest.com, the fastest growing health and fitness site on the web.
Now for many, the hardest part of getting in shape is just finding time.
You don't have to spend an hour, at the gym. High impact interval training, which is basically a fancy way of saying running really fast and then taking it easy and then running really fast again, is astoundingly more successful than steady state cardio. In fact, research shows that 27 minutes of high-impact interval training 3 times a week is just as productive and successful as 60 minutes a day, 5 times a week, doing your regular 60 minutes of cardio. Basically because then you're burning calories for up to 2 days afterwards, whereas with steady state cardio, you're basically done after you step off that treadmill.
And those of you who find their routine is stuck in a rut, try breaking it up.
Some people will go to the gym and they'll always do very similar kind of exercises. Guys are famous for never wanting to work out their legs, for example, because it's not as obvious. It doesn't superficially always look so awesome, but legs are included in every major full body exercise. So it's an incredibly important part of strength training. Another thing to do is work out with a friend. I think a lot of people are hesitant to do that, but finding a buddy who will push you and even just keep you accountable and make sure you show up to the gym, or else he'll get, super mad at you.
But it's not just about hitting the gym. A huge key to fitness and health is your diet.
Nutrition makes a major component of somebody's overall health and wellness, and especially weight. No matter how much you work out, you can't overdo a bad diet, and vice versa. So basically, some simple ways to sort of cut calories or make healthier swaps. To begin with, start making food at home that you might buy elsewhere. And then you can do sort of like less obvious, but more like logical swaps, like popcorn for potato chips. Popcorn actually, believe it or not, is a whole grain. I found this magical thing called cinnamon that they have at every coffee shop or wherever. You put some cinnamon in your coffee, and for some reason, to me, it tastes even better. Cinnamon has nearly no calories and boosts your metabolism and is basically a superfood.
To get more advice on kickstarting your health and fitness, check out greatest.com.
Thank you, Derek.
Thank you indeed, Derek.
It is time for today's epic fail.
First, the good news. Wheel of Fortune's pop culture pubbles now... Pubbles? Yeah, but your pop culture pubbles now cover superheroes. The bad news on... I meant puzzles.
I know. I think we got it.
Spoiler alert. The bad news on a recent episode, this contestant had a brain fart that would make any good comic book fan face palm a lot.
We'd like to solve the puzzle.
Go ahead.
Superman and Spider-Woman.
No, that is not.
Wonder Woman.
Oh, Wheel of Failure.
Now, I would almost kind of get if there was no W and you'd never read a comic book, but the first letter was W. How the hell do you get Spider-Woman, who's not a person?
I don't know.
Sorry, I just got really mad. Should we just fail that guy?
Let's fail him. All right. Oh.
Sure can't wait to see the amazing Spider-Woman movie that's coming out. Thanks to Milo Ventimiglia, Weston Scott, Jessica Chobot, Derek Blanchard, Declan McCullough, and Sarah Underwood.
And you, Chris Hardwick.
Thank you very much for having me. Let's do it again tomorrow.
Another time
All right,
tomorrow.
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
The top 100 video games of all time starts right now. Good night.
Anyone, high five.